Here we are at the last summer series event of the Autocross season. Although you wouldn't tell it by the fog, everybody in jackets, ice pellets hitting the camera, the wind. Just a really cold October morning going out here. It kind of had a really spooky vibe to it. But with all the fog and the cold and everything, it's really loose the first couple of laps trying to catch the rear end, as you can see in this first lap. So we'll just watch the rest of it here. So I was pretty excited there. I saw the light didn't trip and I didn't get a time, so that means I got a rerun. Although by that point the camera was so covered in water you couldn't see anything. So here we are, I got the camera moved inside and recording my next run. Although by this point it had cleared up pretty much, so there's no point putting the camera inside, but it was too late. It was already there. So let's see how this next run goes. So I picked up a couple of cones. I know about the one in the chicane, although I'm not sure where the other cone came in. But between those two cones, it was a really good raw time, but I was still sitting on my first run. So I just had to go out and clean it up and try to get into first. So I had a real shot, though, this time getting into first. So I managed a clean run, which I was pretty excited about, and I did a little fist pump there. It's just had a clean run, and I was in the lead by 2/10 at that point. But I had my wife driving with me, and she kind of struggled all day with the course. It was kind of tight and technical, but also rewarded aggression in some areas. But I told her to go out and try to be more aggressive in the slalom and just kind of go in and then brake really hard before the last cone. So let's see how that worked out for her. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best advice. So it's down to the last run, and I'm only in the lead by a couple of tenths, which I'm not really used to being in this position, actually, where I'm in the lead. But I just have to go out and see if I can find just a couple of extra tenths to secure the lead. But I'm really not sure where I can do that. I felt really good about the last run, but let's see if I can pull it off. So I actually did it. I went out, and somewhere out there I found an entire second, which I didn't think was possible. So let's go back and look at those 2 runs and see where I found that time. So by this point, I was actually a little bit further ahead in my 3rd run, not my fastest run. And I think that was just from holding first gear longer. I also added a little bit of distance with my fast run. You can see I'm pushed out just a little bit further. So after that early lead, I actually slid out a little bit in that left-hand corner, and that scrubbed enough speed that I was actually behind at this point. So by sliding out and scrubbing speed, I was just never really able to get back up to speed fast enough for that slalom. And so that just kind of translated to being behind all the way up through the sweep. So my lines actually looked really similar between the 2 runs, but my fastest run, I was actually carrying more speed, and I'm not sure where that speed came from. I must have just been trusting the car a little bit more in that sweeper, but it was good for a considerable distance gap there. So it looks like on my fast run, on those 2 hairpins, I was able to do just a little bit better job of cutting distance. And that little bit of distance that I cut just translated to increasing that gap just that little bit extra. And that was really what I tried to do with this course, is just try to cut distance everywhere I could. And it worked! Look at that, I'm on the first page of the results in 39th place with a 946 with a PAX index. That's incredible for me. So before this, my best was a 930, and I jumped up to 946, which I'm just really happy with how that turned out. And next year, I'm starting to look forward to it already with how this season ended on such a high note. I'm going to be building another car, seeing if I can maybe get a competitive edge that way, and also working on my driving, see if I can make more events. So if you enjoyed watching the video, be sure to subscribe, and if you have any ideas on things I can do differently with my videos, be sure to leave a comment below. And as always, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.